November, the year 2000. Jerry Nadeau beats Dale Earnhardt to the finish line at Atlanta to score the first Winston Cup victory of his career. Despite the win, Jerry never felt quite comfortable at Hendrick Motorsports and moved on a couple of years later. In 2003, he joined MB2 Motorsports. Things were looking up until that terrible day in Richmond.
Thoughts are with Jerry Nadeau tonight. He's in critical condition, is being treated for head, lung, and rib injuries at Medical College of Virginia. His vital signs are good, and according to doctors, those vital signs are improving, and they're quite encouraged. Nadeau is under sedation. He's not speaking. However, his eyes are open, and he is aware, according to Nadeau's team manager, Jay Fry, who was with Nadeau at the hospital this afternoon.
On the way to Richmond for that weekend's race, Jerry Nadeau was part of a NASCAR contingent that visited Walter Reed Army Medical Center in Washington, D.C. to meet soldiers who had been injured in Iraq and Afghanistan. Little did Jerry know how critical hospitals would become in his own life just 2 days later.
And the weird thing is, you look at the wreck, it's like, what the fuck happened? You know, then I had people tell me, oh, the track's seeping water. You had this weird line in turn one where you're hitting this water puddle. And I'm thinking, if you look at the wreck, it spun so fucking fast. And I don't know how. I don't know why. But again, this is where I needed a guy in my ears. Jerry, you're fine. Just settle down. You're a 10 faster. I passed Rusty Wallace with old tires, and he had new tires on. That's how good we were. I mean, we were just really, really good.
During practice?
In practice.
Okay.
The thing is Ryan wanted to try a set of shocks, and I really wanted to park it. I just wanted to, guys, but you know, he wanted to try out some stuff, and yeah. I don't know what happened. I really don't. I don't know, but I can see myself doing that because I was never 9/10s. I was always 10/10s all the time.
Crew Chief Ryan Pemberton remembered that day well.
We go practice, and you know, back then we practiced multiple times a day, right? Probably 4 or 5 different practice sessions in a weekend.
Yeah,
at least 3. So we go out and practice, and we're really good. And we're one of the fastest cars there. I'd like to say, I think we were probably the fastest car there. At the time, Rusty Wallace that was kind of his track, right?
Yeah.
Rusty was always really good at Richmond. And so we go out and practice. We just blew Rusty's doors off in practice, like made him pit, right? He's going to pit, put another set of tires on type. You know, we were feeling really good about things. So Jerry pulls in the garage. We talk for a minute, and I ask him regular questions. How's this? How's that? And he says, good. Everything's good. And there's still like 30 minutes left in practice. And he's like, nope, we're good. And at that time, as confident as we were in how we were doing, we weren't confident enough to park it. We weren't that. If Rusty or Mark or somebody like that parks the car with 15 minutes left in practice, it's because they could, right?
Yeah.
We couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. That would look really bad on us if we just decided we were so good we didn't need to finish out the practice session. So I asked him to go out and run 10 more laps and give me a tire sheet. And we'll just kind of finish out the practice session. And he goes out there, and probably lap 6, he spins out, hits the wall. And that was a bad day. That was a bad day.
In the post-firestorm days of 2000 and 2001, Jerry was wearing a Hans device at the time of his accident, but he was not in a full containment seat, and safer barriers had not yet been installed at Richmond.
The thing is, my accident the Hans had nothing to do with it because it was a side impact. The thing that would probably save me is if I was in a container seat, you know, where it had the headrest and everything. where when it hit so hard that obviously broke 5 ribs, a punctured lung, but the thing hit so hard that the transmission went through the floorboard and out of the car. Like it hit so hard. Yeah.
I never heard that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I had
so
a big.
It broke out of the tunnel? Or?
It came out of the tunnel, it broke. It just broke in half. Like,
wow.
It hit.
Wow.
That's how hard it hit sideways.
Jerry was airlifted to Commonwealth University Medical Center in Richmond and listed in critical condition with head and rib injuries and a partially collapsed lung. 3 days later, he was upgraded to serious but stable condition, and after 3 more days, on May 8th, he was listed in fair condition. However, the road to recovery was only just beginning.
And it was a long process. And then I was there for, a month maybe in Richmond, and then they flew me over to Charlotte, and I was there for another, it felt like an eternity. I was there, and I was so mad, like, Jerry, what's your address? Jerry, what's your phone number? And I couldn't fucking find it. It was so scary and aggravating that how hard do you not, I mean, everyone knows their numbers. Everyone knows their address. I couldn't find it anywhere.
Wow.
And it was so aggravating.
You know what it's like when you have a headache, when almost any sound makes things that much worse? Imagine having the kind of head injury that Jerry had, then being treated to what should have been a refreshing trip just outside the hospital doors, only to be met with the full-on cacophony of a nearby construction site.
The road getting better was the worst. Oh, God, it was worse because I remember my dad wheeling me out. He wheeled me every time. Every day my dad's wheeling me. He's let me get in the wheelchair and he's pushing me around. And the funny thing is, my dad wheeled me out right in front of a jackhammer. They're jackhammering the road in Richmond. And the alarm went off, and the nurses and doctors are like running out. Get him inside. He does not need to be outside like this. Because, after a head injury, you don't want to have somebody jackhammering
Oh, my gosh.
right next to you. I didn't know it didn't bother me.
Sure.
But
sure.
I'm sure it was
as much as I can imagine.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's why maybe that's why I'm a little bit off because of the jackhammer.
Once Jerry was out of the hospital, it wasn't long before he was back in a race car for a test. It did not go the way he would have liked. Worse than that even. Jerry Nadeau's career as a Winston Cup driver was over.
And speed was there, but I just felt I was seeing 3 cars. I don't know if Terry, so it seems like somebody went there with me. I don't know if it was Terry Labonte or somebody. And I just didn't feel right. And I think a lot of it was, I damaged my thalamus on the right side, which controls the whole left side of the body. And I couldn't feel my left side. I couldn't feel. The sensation was way different. So if you pinch this, I feel it. If I pinch this, I feel it gets plastic.
Really?
But it still hurts. It just does. You don't feel like it gets colder. And I think what Dr. Petty said to me is your right side blood flow runs like this. Your left side blood flow runs like this. So it's really, really slow.
Wow.
And it gets cold. It gets cold a lot. So like if it's a brisk morning, my left side's freezing. And then I'm starting to limp. Then I'm starting like I can't get it going again. So yeah.
Even today?
Oh yeah, if it's cold, I have a hard time to get going.
Wow.
Like I need to get the motor running, like doing a lot of steps, then it's okay. It just seems like it runs really slow on the left side. And it's like this is 98.7, this is like 92.3. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In real life.
Yeah.
It just, yeah. But I think I'm fine with it.
The itch to race is still there. It's a part of who Jerry Nadeau is. even now.
Yeah, I think I put too much into racing in my life that I can't get out of it. I can't get that out. It's still there fresh. I mean, if somebody said, "Hey, Jerry," if I didn't have a wife or kid, if somebody said, "Hey, Jerry, let's go to Atlanta. You want to do a test? We want to test you." I think I would probably go. I really think but yeah, I can't do it. I love my wife and kids too much. But yeah, I feel kind of lost, but I'm still here.
People ask me all the time about who the best people are, drivers I work with or whatever. And, I work with Mark Martin. Obviously, that's an easy one. Ernie Irvin, that's an easy one. The one that people won't know is how good that kid was going to be, Jerry Nadeau. And he didn't get a chance to finish it out,